So we're here with Jamie Moyer from the Moyer Foundation. Thank you so much for joining us. We really, really appreciate it. And we're really thrilled to have you to be a brand new jury member on our Keep Good Going jury on the Real Time Academy. We can't be more excited that you'll be one of the people to pick the best mom or dad on social media. And just to kick things off, would love if you could introduce yourself and just tell us a bit about who you are and why you started the foundation.
Hi, my name is Jamie Moyer. One of the co-founders. My wife Karen is the other co-founder of the Moyer Foundation, and our mission is to help and work with children in distress. And unfortunately, in our country, there's many children who are in distress, and we've been involved with many grassroots organizations as well as two large initiatives that we feel that they're near and dear to our hearts. One is Camp Aaron, which is a free bereavement camp for children ages 7 to 17. And we have 40 of those camps around the United States and one in Toronto. And we're very excited about this opportunity because, again, grief is something that we probably all deal with at some point in our lives. And we believe that children shouldn't have to grieve alone. And creating these camps allows children to come together who are dealing with grief, and some, in most cases, unsure, uncertain how to deal with it, who to talk to, where to go. And in this environment at Camp Aaron, it allows us to put kids in a camp environment, a lot of traditional activities, but there's also professional grief counselors there and their peers. And what they can do is they can share. And they can share their thoughts, their feelings, their emotions, and not be scared and not be afraid, and hopefully learn some skills and coping skills to take forward with them throughout their lives. And ultimately, the goal is for these children to remember their loved ones in a positive way and continue to move forward in their lives. Our other camp is a grief camp, or excuse me, it's not a grief camp. It's a camp, it's called Camp Mariposa, and it's a camp for children who live under the roof of an addicted family member. And in our country, for children the ages 9 to 12, there's really nothing out there. And actually, this experience for us has come full circle because we were touched by this in our own family. And my wife Karen sought out to try to seek something for this age group, and through a lot of research and a lot of time and a lot of effort, created Camp Mariposa. And Mariposa means butterfly in Spanish. And if you think about a butterfly, it starts in a cocoon and it grows into a beautiful butterfly. And ultimately, that is our goal, is to bring these kids to a traditional type of camp setting every other month. They're sharing with kids, and they're sharing their unfortunate life experiences that they're dealing with on a daily basis at home. And we're trying to teach these kids that it's not their fault that their parents or the person in their home that's addicted, it hasn't been brought on by the child. It's something that's been in place, not in result of the child. So getting them to understand that and allowing the kids to share some of the experiences that they're living at home. So I've been to a few of these camps, and it's quite scary to see the environment that some of these kids live in. So we're kind of lending a little bit of a safe haven for a couple of days over the course of a weekend, but also giving them skill sets and trying to empower these kids to say, you know what, I can change this cycle. I don't have to follow this type of cycle for my life, and become get their education and become a positive influence in society, and hopefully reach the goals that they want to reach.
Yeah, it sounds like you're doing this really important work. So tell us a little bit about your career. Like, what did you do before the Moyer Foundation, and how did you
Well,
end up
for a
launching?
few years, I played Major League Baseball, maybe 20 some years.
Wow.
Very, very blessed, very fortunate to have had that opportunity. Played with many teams, played with the Cubs, the Texas Rangers, the St. Louis Cardinals, the Baltimore Orioles, the Boston Red Sox, the Seattle Mariners, the Philadelphia Phillies, who was on a World Series winning team in 2008 with the Philadelphia Phillies.
Wow.
And last year, played a little bit with the Colorado Rockies. So it's been a long, fun, enjoyable career. And I think through my baseball experience, has really allowed us to grow as people and realize that, we're on a platform and you can do many great things while on that platform. And hence we created the Moyer Foundation in 2000.
Right.
We're going on our 13th year and really feel like we're helping children in distress. And that is our main goal. And it's also part of, as an athlete, they say, oh, you can leave a legacy behind. And maybe you can as an athlete, but I think being involved with philanthropy and giving back and helping people, we really believe that there's a bigger legacy that we can leave behind, and that is our main goal.
Completely, and that's really important. And so the Shorty Awards honor the best in social media. So can you speak a bit about how your foundation might be using social media to help spread these messages?
Well, we've realized that social media has become a very important sounding board or a vehicle for us to be able to communicate with whether it's children that we're working with or their families, and just society in general, to get our messaging out there to the world.
Right.
And social media allows the Moyer Foundation to communicate directly with our fans. We do have some fans, followers, and about everything exciting going on at the Moyer Foundation.
Right.
We're also able to share many stories about the children's lives who are impacted by Camp Aaron and Camp Mariposa. And it is our goal to also use social media to raise awareness and educate the public on important issues of children's bereavement and support for children living with the addiction in their families.
Totally. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And I guess, the whole idea of this amazing category that you'll be judging was to honor a family that keeps good going and that's using social media. Why do you think it's important then for families to communicate really well?
Well, I think it's really important for families to communicate because it allows, communication. I mean, we're doing it right now, and hopefully many people are going to be able to see this. But without communication, you think back hundreds of years ago, people communicated, but look at the difference of that type of communication and the communication that we're doing as we speak and what's going on around us in our daily lives. Things that are happening, messaging that you want to get out there, you can get it out there immediately. Now, think about that in the home front. If we're at home and we're not communicating, I think through communication you're building trust.
Yeah.
And I think that's important, especially when you have it in that parent and child relationship. What's going on at school, what good is happening, what maybe is not so good, and maybe we can redirect that in a positive direction. Because again, ultimately, as parents, which we're parents of 8 children, our goal is to be a family, have our children educated, and allow our children to grow and achieve their goals and their dreams and have great lives and be a great influence in society.
Couldn't agree more. And I guess the last question is, you'll be judging the New York Life Keep Good Going category. So what advice do you have to the nominees, to the moms and dads that you'll be reviewing?
Well, I think my advice to parents is be yourself, but be there. Use your ears, use your eyes, sit and communicate, make eye contact, share your love, share your attention. Let's not be on a computer and having a conversation. Let's give our children these opportunities to allow their voice to be heard. And I think what ends up happening is you create that relationship that I think that we're all looking for as parents. And I think it will elevate your children to hopefully try to get to a level that you can all be on together and communicate and grow as a family and live a happy life. Ultimately, I mean, when mom's happy at home, everybody's happy at home. But when mom and children are happy, it makes a great household. So again, I think it's all about communication. But I challenge the parents to be the initiators here, because sometimes it's difficult. Believe me, we have teenagers, and it can be very difficult. And maybe when it's time to have that conversation, we put these things, we put them away, we turn them off.
Right.
We're at the dinner table, we make some rules. Hey, let's keep the phones away or let's put them somewhere else. And let's just be a family here and turn the TV off and let's just share. And I think that's really, really important.
I couldn't agree more, and it sounds like something good that you should look at is some of the nominees who aren't tweeting all the time. Sounds like that might be something that you value as well as you're looking over the different people.
Definitely. I mean, it's all good. And again, the way I look at this too, through social media, through interaction just with people walking up and down the street, when you can have conversation with people, you can learn a lot about yourself. You can learn a lot about others. And what that's going to allow you to do is it's going to allow you to grow and become a better person.
Awesome. Yeah, we'll really appreciate it. Thank you so much for your time, and we look forward to hopefully seeing you at the ceremony. And thanks again for joining the Academy.
All right. Thanks for having me on, and I'm looking forward to it.